You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
All right, we're back. It's still Breakfast Connect here on Africa Business Radio. And like I said in the beginning, just as we were about to start, Friday sees more smiles than any other day of the work week. It's still up for argument if you want to agree with me or not. But that's still my position. What's yours? And this is Lifestyle Friday here, as we like to refer to it on Breakfast Connect, the Friday edition. And yes, we take things a little bit slower, cooler, calmer, and a bit collected when it comes to the start of the weekend. And I did tease that we will be talking to someone in the food industry in a little bit, even though I'm learning that, it's even more than food, as it were. So I hope you have your utensils out. Because I do, and we are going to go on a taste bud journey. She is the CEO of MICOS, and she is here with us live in the studio. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, we've had to do quite a number of our interviews remotely via telephone, but we are pleased to have her live with us in the studio. Good morning, Mrs. Ogochukwu Okolo. You might have to do a little bit more so that we can hear you. Good morning once again.
Good morning, Lagos.
Fantastic.
Good morning, Africa.
Fantastic. So, you run a brand of waffles making. So, what is the story? Let's start from the beginning. What's the story behind the creation of MICOS?
Okay, so MICOS House of Chicken and Waffles, we have a very interesting story. So this brand came to birth by the desire to solve a problem. So some time ago, some friends came into the town and we were looking for breakfast. And for everywhere we went to, we wanted breakfast on the go. But everywhere we went to, they either gave us the staple food like rice, yam and egg sauce. And then if you wanted the, Western kind of breakfast, you would have to go to the big hotels or big restaurants. And we thought about it that, wow, there's a gap to fill here. And years later, voila, you have MICOS. And that was in 2015. Yes, in August 2015, we opened our doors to the public. Yeah, that's our story in a nutshell.
All right, so there was a demand for a specific type of breakfast meal. You identified it and you filled it. So, breakfast, growing up for me in my house, breakfast was one of 3 or 4 things. It was either, you ate bread, with either egg or stew. At some point, my mom discovered garden egg. I'm talking about, and then we used to have garden egg sauce, and we ate that with yam. So it was either bread, yam. You had, sometimes we had cereal, and sometimes it was pap. And
exactly.
And then, there was a 5th one. There were some times when, we would just go all out. Usually Saturdays, with sausages, and it would be a full spread, but that usually happened once in a while. But then waffles. Why waffles?
Okay, so some of us have been to America, the IHOPs, the Roscoe's, and when you go in there, you have variety. It's not just English breakfast. So you have English breakfast, you have waffles, you have pancakes, you have a lot of variety. So like you have rightly mentioned, in Nigeria here we have rice. Some people will have rice. Some would have yam and egg sauce or bread and tea. So that was very limiting. So we wanted to expand the options that you can have on the go when it comes to breakfast. And that's why we chose waffles and pancakes and, English breakfast kind of setting.
It wasn't until much later, growing up, I think it was when I was in boarding school that I discovered that you could eat rice for breakfast and beans as well for breakfast. It wasn't something that was done in my house. But yeah, I think it was when some of my cousins came in from the US, that we started having sausages and cereal for breakfast, and then it stuck, because we were like, these people have gone, doesn't mean that life should stop now. So we kept on having it. Once in a while, my parents would just indulge us, but then it continued. So, and I'm sure now that since MICOS started, and that's one thing I think about the market and Nigeria as well. When something interesting or prolific, productive starts, people will like to jump on it. I'm sure you're seeing, others being like, this is a market you guys are feeling. Hey, we can jump on it as well. Yes. How do you feel about that? Sort of like being a pace setter, starting the waffle breakfast genre, as it were, for...
Well, I must say, it's been quite a journey. Very interesting one, because yes, a lot of people have come into the business. However, one thing that we have done consistently is we have kept it clean to waffles and chicken and all-day breakfast. So when we open our doors by 9 a.m., it is waffles. And when you call us by 6 p.m., we are still selling waffles. Yes, along the line, people have said, you should add some African taste to it, like akara, like, some other things. And we said, no, we want to be known as a pure waffle house. And, that's what we have done. So staying true to our vision has helped us stay in business. When other people will offer it as dessert, we offer it as full meal. And we have also developed the menu to so many amazing things that when you come in, it's not just waffle and chicken. There's so much you can do with waffles. So that has really kept us going, and we're very confident of what we do, and competition is good. Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. I like that. If you have a product and you totally believe in your product, I mean, you shouldn't be shaken, by what anyone else is doing. Eyes on the prize. Mm-hmm. And, your company depends on the supply from local farmers, particularly poultry farmers, for your chicken and your eggs. Mm-hmm. And there has been, people have different experiences dealing with local farmers. Mm-hmm. Some good, some not so good. Yesterday, we had a live session with some people in the agribusiness. It was actually a webinar. We were part of it. And, they said quite a number of things. Experts from the industry, people from the Netherlands Consulate General, the Netherlands Consulate, and so many others, just rubbing minds. SunTrust, the head of agribusiness. And it's, a conversation that's been going, with the agri space. Based on your relationship, with local farmers, especially, livestock and poultry, how, what has your experience been, relating with, players in that space?
Well, so far so good. It's interesting to know that we've worked with one supplier when it comes to poultry products for the past 4 years. So he's been very consistent, and because we've come to understand him and he understands our structure, even when there is scarcity, he lets us know on time. And he will tell us, you need to pre-order. So sometimes we order ahead of time, and they will stock it for us. So that way we never run out. So I think the key here is building a relationship with your suppliers. When you have a true relationship, they would always be there for you. They will always cover your back. Because I called him one time, there was a time when the borders were closed, and then there was scarcity of chicken. We never had that issue at all. We had our supply steady and I protect him as well, because other people would come and say, oh, we can supply you this, we can supply you that. And I tell my team, no, we're not having another supplier. This guy has proven to be loyal to us, and we're going to be loyal to him. And even the pricing, they consider you when they're reviewing prices, because they understand that it's a partnership. Without us, there is no them. Without them, there is no us. So we've come to work as a synergy, and it's been working. It's really been working.
All right. We are living in a very unique and peculiar time right now. In the last couple of months, the pandemic, has really shaken everybody up. Businesses, have had to readjust their processes.
Yep.
A lot of them have, had to come to the realization that, people can work from home, and, the business can still run, things can still be productive. We've termed it the new normal, and some people have even almost forgotten what normal feels like. I'm, just happy that Third Mainland is now freer for me any time of the day. That's just my, logistically speaking. Logistic businesses too have sprung up.
Yes.
So in your space, how has it affected yours? And some businesses have actually seen massive, boost in their revenue due to this time. But for MICOS, how has it been?
Like you rightly said, these are peculiar times. Nobody planned for, events like this. We haven't experienced anything like this. So most of our action has been more of reacting to the situation. But I would say that COVID has really helped us to, streamline our businesses more. The good thing is that before COVID, MICOS was what I would say 80% delivery and takeout business. So we already had a structure in place. And when COVID hit us, yes, we shut down for a bit, but it was easy for us to pick up and run again, because it was something that we were used to. We couldn't have human contact anymore. That didn't stop us. All we needed to do was align ourselves with NCDC guideline, and we picked up, and it was business as usual for us.
Wow, fantastic. All right. We just learned that you are not just into, it's not just about MICOS.
Yes.
You are of many parts. And, we can actually see it in the apparel, in the style that you're wearing. And Mickey is feeling some type of way, and I don't care, because, it can be very, very, he's already trying to take off the clothes off somebody's back here in this studio if they give him small chance. So, you also are in the apparel textile business. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so the two things I love in life is food and fashion.
Food and fashion.
Yes, I love food and I love fashion. So the other side of me is Kaima's Creation. So Kaima's Creation right now is on is a female line, and all made in Nigeria. We make workwear clothing, or what we call Owambe outfits, and then the very casual outfits. That journey started in 2017 when I left my job, and I knew there was really nothing else.
9-to-5 job.
Yes, my 9-to-5 job. Just started in a family, and I needed more time to myself to get to know my new environment, and I had to leave my job. And all I could think of was picking up my fashion passion and going with it. So that bettered Kaima's creation. And unlike MICOS, Kaima's creation has really been hit by COVID. Yes, because a lot of people, we were doing so well, we're on a very good track before COVID hit, and a lot of people just went on the ground. We have people's outfits that has been there, and they're not even asking us, are my outfits ready? And revenue is not coming in. You can't do fittings because we have a bespoke line and a ready-to-wear line. So you really can't do fittings because it's very up close and, personal, and a lot of people don't feel safe with it. But we've devised other ways of running the business now. So you send us we send you a template of your sizing or to give us your measurements, and, with that we'll create your outfit and then send it to you so that you don't have to have personal contact. But is it what it used to be? The answer is no. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because with the airspace being shut down, we're seeing that a lot of people who would ordinarily import clothing from other countries are not doing that. So we're seeing that the workwear line is beginning to, pick up little by little, because they're forced to buy here. As opposed to when you jet out, you go to, London, you do your shopping, you go to Paris. So there's always a positive side to every situation, and we're here for the positive side.
Are you looking at, because there is also a demand for medical apparel and all of that, because we see a lot of, some companies have had to adjust their processes. Like we know that some car manufacturers went into making ventilators and stuff like that, and some fashion industry, some high brand also went into making masks. Did you ever consider doing something like that?
Yes. We now have a mask line, and yes, we try to keep it. It hasn't really taken off as we would like it to, but the service is there. So we have them on the go. You can walk in and pick up your face mask, and they are quite trendy too, because along the line I discovered that one of the best fabrics for mask is actually Ankara. It's so breathable. Than when you use other type of fabrics. I've done different things. We've tried to make it trendy, but even when we make it trendy, we try to underline it with Ankara. That way, it gives it more. What's the word? It makes it more comfortable. Comfortable, yes. It makes it more comfortable and still trendy. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm really, really loving this, and there are so many sides to the apparel industry, and a lot of the challenges. Some, pre-COVID, some COVID, and we don't even know what post-COVID is going to be like, especially with the talks that we might still be in this. As at this morning, some industries were saying we might have the aftershocks lasting up until 2013. Especially 2023, I beg your pardon. The air industry, Moody's was saying the after effects might be with us until 2023. So some of the challenges, that we've been dealing with, especially in the textile industry, just to imagine that like no parties or lesser parties, some churches are not even, they've closed for the year. I know some companies that they've told their staff that we are not opening up until, and I'm talking about big companies, and everybody's going to work from home. So it's really, really going to have an effect on the textile industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But food is something everybody's going to eat.
Yes.
Yes. And the funny thing is that even now, it's almost like people are eating more, because, when you work, you don't have much time. But now that you are in the house, home. You are just nitpicking, you are snacking, you are eating something all the time.
Yes.
All the time. We're going to really have some overweight people at the time this thing is over.
Oh, yes. By the time we came out of the lockdown, I was overweight. We had to walk it back to where we used to be. Yes, because you're not doing anything. You wake up in the morning, you just do a few things in the house, and what next to do? Food. And then you sleep, you wake up, you eat again. So my kids and I, we were baking all sorts of things that I ordinarily won't put in my mouth. But, it
is what it is.
It is what it is. We're happy to at least be able to work. We're happy to be alive.
I think the next thing someone should start thinking of is to start maybe an Instagram live aerobic class. Or
or
stuff like that. As in aggressively. I know there are some of them, but I think maybe on an aggressive scale, because you can't go to the gym as you used to.
Yes.
Social distancing and all of that. So yeah, maybe that could be the next thing that will really catch on so well. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. This has really been very, very, and
thank you.
It's been tasty and covering at the same time. And we hope that, when MICOS or when you want to do something new, we will be here. You give us at least right of first refusal, to be a part of it.
Okay. So on that, we have some things that are coming up.
All right.
So part of our story is that MICOS has gone from Lagos to Abuja and, other parts of Lagos, which we shut down for, specific reasons, peculiar to those locations. However, we're still expanding because we just don't want to be that restaurant that is on one location. We're trying to build a brand that would not just be in Nigeria, but also in Africa. So, by the end of this year, we're springing up another location here in Ikoyi. Hello, Ikoyi. We're coming to you. We're coming to you. And after that, we have other plans to go to select cities in Nigeria. And when we have conquered Nigerian business, Africa, we're coming.
We're coming.
Yes, we're coming.
I have some cities in mind that, you might...
Maybe we're thinking the same.
Yeah, maybe we're thinking, those same cities. All right. So, Nigeria and Africa, MICOS is coming to a city near you.
Yes.
And we will be with them. With our microphones and megaphones and helping them to loud it, as they say.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being our guest on the show this
Thank
morning. We've been talking to the CEO of MICOS, House of Waffles, Ogochukwu Okolo, and the fantastic things they are doing in that space. This is still Breakfast Connect on Africa Business Radio. It's Lifestyle Friday. Did warn you that it was going to be a tasty segment and a tasty edition. But on the back of that, we're going to come back with our fact sheet, and then we'll be talking to someone else on Startup Corner. Stay with us. We will be right back after this.
We are the wind in the sails of your business. We are your compass. chart your course towards your targets. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.